Loser! You're a loser!
I reviewed one of the best shaped polys a while ago called the Head Lynx Tour. The channel members have voted that I reviewed the non-shaped version, the Head Lynx. And if you want to tell me what string to review next on a weekly basis, please consider being a channel member. Hit that button, that join button down below. And also, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more original tennis content. This is the Head Lynx Tennis String Review.
So one thing to note for stringers or people that are curious about what the string actually feels like before even playing is that this is definitely not the same feeling material as a Head Lynx Tour, which I'll leave a link to this in this corner if you haven't checked it out already. It almost feels like an RPM Blast without the octagonal shape, or even like a softer version of the Poly Tour Strike, which obviously was a little bit of a disappointing string from Yonex. But let's check out the tension here before I even hit with it. So the ERT 300 is saying that the dynamic tension, the DT, is 35, which translates to 51 pounds, which is very much closer to my preferred 50-pound tension on my Yonex E-Zone 98 DR. So let's see how this actually does on the tennis court.
From the baseline, I can honestly say this is one of the most comfortable polys I've play tested. Probably top 3 along with the Yonex Poly Tour Pro. Every shot dwelled really well from all parts of the string bed, miss hit or not. The launch angle and power were very predictable as well. And surprisingly, this was a very, very spin-friendly tennis string, especially for a round poly. In fact, similarly to the Poly Tour Pro, this string rivaled some shape polys in terms of top spin potential for both forehands and backhands. The underspin potential was also great. Also, I wanted to add that this string was absolutely perfect for baseline drop shots. About 90% of my drop shots ended up either being a straight out winner or an easy setup for an open court volley on the other side of the court for my opponent. This is literally by far the best string I have ever tested for baseline drop shots. Overall, this is a near perfect string from the baseline. But there's a very big negative that I will talk about at the end of this video. The Head Lynx also, unsurprisingly, is having top marks at the net. The comfort, power, and precision carried over from the baseline and into the net as well. And yes, the half pickup volleys and drop shot volleys were among the best for the poly strings I've play tested so far. All parts of the serve were great with the Head Lynx as well. I was able to serve out flat bounds with good accuracy, and the slice serves were plush on my string but sharp for the other person at the other side of the net, and the kick serves had better kick potential than some of the shape polys, just like top spin from the baseline. Especially against my match against Chase, which I will leave in this corner when it's published, I was able to bully him with my spin serves high to his backhand to draw an unforced error or a shorter reply from his return. All in all, this is also a perfect string for serves. So this might seem like a perfect round poly, right? I mean, I didn't list a single negative on ground strokes, the net game, or the serves. Well, there are 2 things I want to discuss. 2 negatives. One of them is a bigger problem than the other, but I just couldn't put them in a category in the previous parts of this video. So let's talk about the minor qualm I have about this string. It broke a little too quickly. It broke around the 7-hour mark, and for a round poly, I would like another hour out of it. Second, the tension drop is not only significant, which happens to all polys, but it was extremely noticeable after about the 3-hour mark. After around 3 hours of straight hitting, I struggled a lot on both the forehand and backhands to keep it inside the baseline with my topspin. Also, the flat serve started to become a nightmare after the tension drop because everything was sailing long, when in the first 3 hours of hitting, it could easily find the service box in all parts of the service box. So, after about 6.5, maybe 7 hours of straight hitting on court, let's see what the tension is, the dynamic tension on the head Lynx is right now. So 29 DT. 29 DT is about 42 pounds. Which is pretty in line with how I felt because not only did it start to lose spin potential, the ball actually started to fly about 2 to 3 inches more than it initially was for me to hit a lot more unforced errors long or wide from the baseline towards the second half of this string's lifetime on my tennis racket. But enough about me. What do you guys think? Have you tried the head Lynx? Are you guys experiencing crappy tension drops after the 3-hour mark? If so, leave a comment down in the section below and let me know if I nailed this review right on the head. And if I did miss anything, please roast me in my Discord, where we have over 1,500 members discussing all things tennis, including trading online discount codes for online retailers to save you guys money. And please consider being a channel member to tell me what string to review next. This has been tested with my Yonex E-Zone DR98. And as always, guys, happy hitting.